Hi everybody and welcome to my latest video. Today we are talking about brows. Brows are obviously all the rage these days. Young people, people in the public eye have got very strong, sometimes I think possibly too strong, really defined eyebrows. So there is no shortage of brow inspiration out there, or indeed different products to use. But I am over 40, a lot of my clients are over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70, over 80 even. And I just wanted to look at some of the products that are out there that can help us enhance our brows if our brows are uneven or a little bit sparse or a little bit fair. So I have gone for the MUA, the Makeup Academy range from Superdrug, because they are incredibly affordable. And I think if you're starting to look at using something on your brows, the last thing you want to do is spend a fortune on something, not be sure how to use it. So I've picked up these really inexpensive products. There's 4 different products that you can use separately or together. And I'm going to talk you through the differences between them and what sort of looks you can achieve. So let's go. So this first product, now this is something, I use a different range ordinarily, so this is something new for me. I use a L'Oreal product, but this is a Brow Define, a tinted brow mascara. Now to my mind, this is one of the easiest products to use. So if you're first starting at looking at using something, this one's really good because this one gives shape and hold and colour all at the same time. So you have got your traditional mascara wand. I picked up what they're calling dark brown. Okay, they do have lots of different colours. I think this one was £2, something like that. I am going to list the prices below. Basically, the most expensive product I've got here is £4 and the cheapest one is £1. So, you know, these are really good prices. So I'm going to come in. Ooh, so you have to look at everything, all my little failings. So, mascara wand, and then all we're going to do is brush it through. Now, a brow mascara is not going to be fantastic if you don't have hair there. So if your brows are super sparse and you have gaps, brow mascara might not be the best product for you. So I think if you have brows and you just like them a little bit darker or a little bit fuller, or just that arch a little bit more lifted, brow mascara might be the product for you. So can you see the difference between, I mean, I'm lucky. I don't have a lot of white hairs in my brows and they're fairly full. So, but you can see there, that one is really defined. There's not a massive amount of difference, but I think you can see what you would use brow mascara for. And it is dead easy to use. I'm just using it to sort of extend out the eyebrow a little bit because they come up a little bit short. So brow mascara, okay? So brow mascara will add colour, it will add some density because it wraps itself around the individual hairs, and it will also lift and hold a little bit or smooth them down if you have quite bushy eyebrows, okay? So brow mascara is first. So I'm back, yeah, recording again, and this is their eyebrow pencil. This one's £1, all right? And from what I've seen, it's actually quite soft. I'm hardly touching that and I'm getting a nice soft payoff. You don't want an eyebrow pencil that's too hard because otherwise you're going to have to use so much pressure to get the colour. You're going to struggle to get a soft natural look. Now I think eyebrow mascara, if you have hair, is probably the easiest product to use. Eyebrow pencil is great if you have small gaps. I think if you're going to create a whole brow from scratch, then a pencil might not be your first step. But if you have certain gaps, then a brow pencil can be lovely. Okay, so say for example, you can see I'm not quite so full in this area of my brow. So I'm not colouring in like felt tips. I'm just sort of going in slightly like hair-shaped movements, and it has got a little spoolie, that's what we call the little mascara brush, on the end, so you can smooth your brow out. So remember, I'm doing this in the camera, not in a mirror. And it is a soft pencil, so you are able to smudge it a little bit. And again, if I wanted to just define, so I'm taking my time and going in fairly short strokes. And then if I wanted to fill in this top area, so rather than colouring in like I'm colouring in a colouring book, I'm just trying to do short little strokes. Okay, So again, that brow now, I've defined that one out. It's looking a bit pink because I've obviously been cleansing the mascara. So I think I like this pencil. It's soft. So again, you can see, you can get really fine little strokes from it. Its main ingredient is carnauba wax and then beeswax, so it's got plenty of wax in there, and wax is water resistant, so it's going to be pretty resistant to sweat. It's obviously, if you're going to rub it, it's going to come away, but sweat and perspiration, you know, it's going to stay in place pretty well. So all in all, I think if you were going to use a pencil, I think you have to just be gentle with a pencil. I think for £1 you can't really go wrong. So that's the pencil. So the third product, they have this little compact. Now this one was £2.50, I think, at the moment on special offer. Oh, don't want to dazzle you in the mirror. Now this one has everything. So in here, you see my little camera there, you have a mirror, you have 2 colours of eyebrow powder, you have a highlighter, you have a brow wax, you have tweezers, and you have a little brush. So although that sounds like a lot, it's actually a fairly simple way to do your brows. So I've got tweezers, so I definitely could do with a bit of tweezing at the moment. So let's see if they grip. Ooh, I think they need a bit of working in just to get them moving. Yep, they're gripping, they're removing hairs. Can't say fairer than that. The tweezers work, okay? Then you have your brush, which I'm trying to get out. So here you have a slightly slanted brush, which is what I always say everybody needs for their brows, and you have a smooth brush. Okay, so what they recommend, let's follow the instructions. So I went for the fair to medium because the dark was really dark. Shape your brows using the handy mini tweezers. Done that. Choose your shade and work the colour through your brows using the angled brush. Finish with a slick of gel for instant precision. They mean the wax. So I am going to go for the darker of the 2 shades. And I'm just going to place my brush in there. And I'm going to, starting with the areas that I think need the most colour, I'm just going to fill in my brow. So again, you can use this product to make an existing brow darker. Powder is really good for filling in gaps and it looking natural. So if you have some gaps or some really sparse areas, or your brows are really fair and fine, I do think powder can be the best way to go. So we're filling in the brow. This is the area where I need the most because it's a little bit sparse. There we go. So that powder is in. We're then going to use the wax. So I'm just going to clean that little brush off from the back of my hand. And I'm just going into this clear wax. This then will set the powder in place. And it does allow you to see there, I'm just lifting up the arch a little bit. It does allow you to set your brows in place. And that then will mean that your powder isn't going to move again with perspiration or sweat. So I think we've got a nice shape there. And then it says, highlight under the brow bone using the palest shade for instant lift. So, I'm very close to the camera. So here's the palest shade, okay? So we're going to take that onto the flat brush, blow off the excess, and we're just going to take that underneath the brow just to give a little bit of highlight. And that is, there we go. That is the secret to a really clean looking brow, okay? So, all in all, I really like this kit, £2.50. You've got 3 different brow colours which you can use. I've used the darkest colour and then I've used the lightest colour for my highlight. I've got the gel or the wax there that sets it all in place. I've got my little sort of, I mean, they're very tiny and I've got big hands, so I wouldn't use these for a day's work, but for on the go, the odd tweeze, brilliant. And a nice big mirror, as you can see, that I can see my whole face in, and it's £2.50. I don't think you can say much fairer than that. So thumbs up. Okay, this last product, this is from their Luxe range. I think this was £4. So that's about as expensive as their brand gets. These are all from Superdrug, by the way, and exclusive to Superdrug. This is the MUA Luxe Power Brow Long Wear Sculpting Brow Gel, and I went for the dark brown. They did have lots of different shades. What I like about this is, if you pull, your little brush is in the lid. So you've actually got a really nice little neat unit here. So you've got your little sort of inkwell, and inside here you have your brow gel. Now, this is for a full look. It's very honest, it describes itself as full coverage. So if you are painting a brow from nothing, so say for example you've lost your brows because of medication or because of illness or treatment, and you are confident in creating a shape, this would be really good because this will give full coverage. It's going to look pigmented on the brow. Also, if you are looking for a high fashion look, this is going to be fantastic. So I'm going to have a little go with this. So I'll show you, it's quite a soft texture. So yeah, look at that. That is really pigmented. So you can create a brow from scratch. You can completely change the look of your brow. So I am going to give myself a bit of a power brow now. So I might go quiet for a minute because I need to concentrate doing this. So let's take my brow outside of where it is, shall we? Let's go for that Instagram brow. And let's see if it's got enough coverage to sort of hide my brow underneath. Okay, again, ignore the little bit of pink around my brow. That is just because I was rubbing to cleanse the last product. Now this is a whole lot of brow, but doing the job, definitely. So you see there, I'm creating, you know, a lot more brow shape. When I've got that shape, I'm actually going to come away. I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to have a little look at it myself in a mirror and then come back with my final conclusion. Okay, now this is not a brow look that a woman over 40 shouldn't necessarily be rocking, but why not? As long as my daughter was prepared to be seen in public. Okay, but we are talking here, we could create a brow from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video a second. I'm just going to have a look at this close up myself in the mirror. Okay, right. Okay, so I've had a good look at this brow in the mirror, and I am impressed. The colour is dark enough that where it's on my skin and not on the natural brow, it's opaque, you can't see through it, so it's sort of painted onto my skin. It also is pretty oblivious to being rubbed. It's also got enough hold that it's sort of lifted up the shape of my brow. Now let me just grab this. Ugh. As I say, it's not a look for everybody, but there is my created brow and there is my natural brow, and I am confident that if I wanted to, and to be honest, if I'm fully made up, I probably would wear this brow. So all in all, the conclusions are, actually, I don't think you need to spend an awful lot. If you want to, obviously treat yourself. There are lots of fantastic brands out there, but I'm all about getting the value for money and spending what you need to. I think, I always say this, you spend on your foundation, you spend on your skincare, and then your colour products, we try and keep the cost down as much as possible. So we have this one pencil, which was £1, which I really, really liked. It was soft. It wouldn't leave too many hard lines on the skin and you could blend it out. I love the mascara. I think that might have been £1.50. Again, I'll put it all down below. This I really liked, just to brush through. This is the easiest product. If you have never used a product on your brow and you want to try something, start with a mascara. Pencil is for the next step of adding detail. I really like the palette. I mean, look at it all together, £2.50 at the moment on special. You've got a mirror, tweezers, you've got your colours. I mean, my job is a beauty therapist. I do an awful lot of eyebrow shaping, and I have to say, unless you know really what you're doing, I do think it's relatively inexpensive. Get your eyebrows done professionally, whether it's once every month, once every 6 weeks, once every 8 weeks, and then maintain in between. Sometimes plucking our own eyebrows, if we don't know what we're doing, it just, you know, we're not getting a great shape and then we're fighting ourselves. So I am a big advocate, I'm afraid, of getting your eyebrows done professionally. So love the palette. And then this one, actually, for a full-on look, and it's not moving, I'm really impressed. So, and that one was the most expensive, and that's at £4. So MUA brand, only available in Superjug. They're cruelty free. Really impressed. So hopefully this has given you some idea of what products to grab when you're looking at enhancing your brows. Any questions you've got, comment below, and I will see you with another video soon. Thanks guys, bye.